What's going on YouTube? It's Jason again with JJ Drones, and as you can see, I am home. And I figured that this was going to be the perfect opportunity to show you what the road to 500 is all about. Let's get into the video.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
So at this point, most of you have been to one of my live streams, and at the beginning of the live stream it says the road to 500.
The road to 500.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to at least 500 subscribers to get my community tab. And when I do hit the 500, I say that I'm going to be giving away a drone. Well, I've shown it one time before, but I haven't really gone in depth on it. So here's what we're going to be looking at giving away. So this is the Holystone 720, and when you get this drone, it is going to come with the controller, some extra propellers, a screwdriver so that you can screw them in or even tighten up the screws, extra batteries for the controller. You've got 4 drone batteries. Now when I got this drone, it only had 2, so you actually get 2 extra ones, and then you have 2 battery chargers. Now when you charge these batteries up, they take about an hour to an hour and a half to charge each battery, but it will fly for about 25 minutes, so you're getting a lot of bang for your buck with those batteries. And then you're going to get this really nice carrying case for the drone as well. So you're not going to be just getting a piece of junk drone that I don't want anymore. It's actually something that's functional and it works, and it's a good beginner drone for somebody that wants to learn how to fly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this outside to the park across the street, and we're going to do a demonstration of its flying abilities. So let's go. Now it's a crisp fall day up here in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, but we're going to go ahead and put this drone up in the air. But before we do that, we're going to have to do a couple things. First thing we're going to have to do is open this. So it's pretty straightforward. You just pull the legs out, start with these ones, and then these ones. And then you put in one of the batteries, which I have in my pocket. Now these batteries have this little rubber grommet on it, so if you want to keep one in the drone, you can without actually pushing it in. So make sure you pull that off, or it's not rubber, it's foam. Push that in. After it makes that sound, then you know that drone is ready to go. Other than the fact we haven't linked it to the controller yet. And we're going to turn on the controller. And as you can see, the drone is fully charged. And the remote has got most of its battery. But here is the information on the drone, here's the information on the controller, and then it tells you that you don't have any satellites yet. That's what this is. As you can see, keeps on gaining more and more satellites here we sit. You can see how many satellites that it has. You can see the battery life on the drone. You can see how much battery is on the controller, and that part is ready to go. Now let's connect to the Ophelia Go app, and I will screen record that for you so you can see what I see on there. Now with the Ophelia Go app, you have to be connected to the Holystone through Wi-Fi in order for it to connect. So I've already connected to this before, so it's going to ask for me to connect to the drone using Wi-Fi, so I'm going to hit connect anyway. And then we're going to go into Ophelia Go, enter device. Now this is just a tutorial that tells you what you need to do, and you can go through that if you want when you get the drone. And then this tells you about the battery, that if you fly for a longer period of time, the batteries need to cool down before you charge them. Okay, now you're getting the picture of the drone itself. Now, the next thing that you want to do is you want to go into settings. And once we're in the settings now, I have imperial for the settings for distance versus metric. You can have it on beginner mode, and that's going to be, it's going to keep the drone close to you. You're not going to be able to go very far with it. As for now, I'm going to turn beginner mode off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do maximum flight distance. Let's put that at, whoa, we're not going to go that far. Let's keep it right around there. And then we're going to change the flight altitude to about, that looks about right. And then the return to home altitude, that is the highest that it will allow. So we've got that. Then we're going to sensor status. This is going to be the geomagnetism calibration. So if you hit the start calibration, it's going to tell you exactly what to do with the drone. Now it tells you to place the drone horizontally and rotate it 360 degrees. So we're going to do that. And now it says turn it up and rotate it 360 degrees. And then once that goes away, it's going to be calibrated. Okay, we are calibrated. Now, the remote has a phone holder on it. You just pull up on it and then pull forward, and it's ready for a phone. Now, this is really chintzy, okay? This does not hold the phone very well. So my suggestion to you is, if you're going to use this to, if you're gonna have a phone to use for this, I would use like an older phone, something smaller, because when I try and put my phone in here, usually it hits the power button. So you really have to be careful about that. And so, and I have to remove my case. So that's where we're sitting right now as far as the phone on the controller. So now usually I would have my landing pad out, but as for right now, working on this table is going to be fine. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and hit the unlock button on the controller. It's just a little button on here that looks like a padlock, and then that's going to activate the motors. Once those motors are ready to go, then you can either hit the up button, or there's an up-down button on the controller as well, or there's also one on the screen. Now, that has got a safety mechanism that it will shut off after like 10 seconds if you don't take off. So let's just go and hit the button again, unlock the motors, and then we're going to take off. Now that is just going to sit there and it's going to hover. You see that? Now this does have a light, and it does have LiDAR underneath it, so it knows if there's an object beneath it, but that's the only sensors that it has. So I'm going to hit the record button on here. Now I'm going to turn this. Hi everybody, thank you for watching. Now, I can make this go forward. There's a little bit of a wind here, but not much. Just have this go nice and slow. Now this does have a fast mode and a slow mode. Now as you can see, while I'm flying this, it is dropping down a little bit. But I am able to control the drone. Make it go side to side. And again, this is in slow mode. I don't suggest using fast mode unless you are extremely capable of flying this. So do a lot of practicing. Now we're going to go forward. We're going to actually go down into the soccer field. Now I can also move the gimbal up and down. That's down. That's up. Now this does have some features. It does have a follow me. So I do want to confirm that I want it to follow me. Okay, saying that I was not far enough from myself. So we're gonna try this again. Follow me. Okay, now this is actually following me using the controller. I'm going to have it follow me down into the soccer field. I'm not controlling the drone at all. It is all operating by itself. It actually does a really decent follow me. Now again, the camera isn't a 4K camera, so you're not going to get 4K capabilities, but you still can get decent video footage from it. I'm going to drop it down some. And it's still following me. Okay, so now in order to stop it from following me, all I have to do is go back in here, select that again, and now it is no longer following me. Now let's say you want to do an orbit. Sorry about the picture quality. So let's say we want to do an orbit flight. This is going to orbit around us. So I swipe that. Now it's just going to orbit around us. And you can control the height while it's in orbit. You can also control the gimbal. Again, you just need to be extremely careful when you adjust it, because again, there's no way to adjust the speed on which the gimbal actually goes up and down. But as you can see, it's doing a fairly good orbit right now. It's just circling around me because I'm the one holding the controller. Now, if you move around, it's not going to get you like I've been doing. So I'm going to stop it. And my phone just fell out of the cradle, so just 1 minute. Okay. So now, I'm bring this down and back this up. Now this does have a return to home function on it that will go to the location that you landed from. Is it going to be precision landing? No, but it will go back to the place where you launched from. Now, I'm going to do another orbit and I'm going to try and stay still because the last time I didn't stay still. But now this is an orbit where I'm just staying in one spot. Is it perfect? No. Controlling the gimbal. Or not the gimbal, but the camera. This doesn't have a gimbal. If this had a gimbal, that picture would be straight up and down. Bring the camera down. Again, the wheel is really touchy. But that is an orbit. Let's take and push this up because we can go up to 400 feet. So let's go up. Now, like I've told you before, this thing doesn't have any sensors, so if you try and fly at yourself with it, it's not going to be very forgiving. So I highly suggest that you don't fly it at yourself or anybody else. Now this also has another feature on it where you can do waypoints. But I've never used it. It's not something that I suggest doing with this drone. And if you want to do that, you have to download the maps before you start flying the drone. But this is just a really good way that you can learn how to fly one before you actually buy a more expensive one. So just for now, just for fun, let's just do a droney because that is the most popular of the drone things that you can do. And for that, all you have to do is press backwards and up. And it's not cooperating because of the wind. Let's try this again. Again, this isn't a perfect drone. There we go. Now let's try it. Without a gimbal on there, that camera is not going to be steady. So this drone is going to be for flying purposes, and maybe you can take some pictures with it. But we brought it back to us now. Now, what did I tell you before? I told you that this does have a return to home function. See, we've got a low battery now. So the battery only support the drone flying in 98 altitude and 328 feet of range. So we're gonna put that back up to 98 feet. Okay, we got low battery. So now it is flying back to where it landed, or it's flying back to where it took off from. And we're gonna go try and be there to catch it. It's coming down. Now, it didn't land on the table, but it did land really close to where we took off from. When you're done, all you have to do is press this button here, and that battery will come right out. And then the remote will start beeping because it's disconnected from the drone itself. And that's all there is to flying the Holystone 720. Now, this drone weighs more than 250 grams, so if you are going to fly it, it does have to be registered. You also do have to take the test by the FAA called the trust test. I'll have a link in the description below on what you need to do for that. And then when you get a camera drone or an FPV drone, no matter what way you want to go, you'll have a little bit of experience flying a drone already. So it's helpful in that way. It helped me. So I hope it'll help somebody out in the future. So here is the Holystone 720. This can be yours once I hit 500 subscribers, and that is the road to 500. That is my goal. And I really hope that I'm able to reach that milestone, because I would love to have a community tab to be able to go out there and help other channels grow. And then if you like this content, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button, and then hit the notification bell so you can be notified the next time I upload a video to YouTube. I really hope that you'll share this video out and get some traction on this video so that we can get more subscribers to my channel so I can give this little guy away. The one thing that I did fail to mention is that this does need a memory card in order for you to save the video to your drone. Otherwise, it'll just save directly to your phone, and the quality coming into your phone is not going to be as good as the quality that goes into this guy. And I appreciate all of you for coming along for this ride with me, even though I'm at home, and we'll see you later on down the road. Bye, guys.
Make me feel